In today's business landscape, customers demand the highest standard, and companies that fail to meet those standards risk falling behind and losing business. Welcome to Nexus Consultancy. We have dedicated over 15 years to helping businesses to implement ISO management systems for improved quality, compliance, operational excellence, and customer satisfaction. Our company's purpose is simple, which is to empower business and people. Our team of experts work closely with our customers to access their needs and create customized solutions that meet their specific requirements. We conduct thorough audits and evaluations to identify areas for improvement and help our customers implement changes that drive success. Our consultants have extensive experience and serve over 2,000 customers, and we stay up to date with the latest industry trends and best practices. Whether you're a small business just starting out or a large corporation looking to improve your operations, Nexus Consultancy is here to help you optimize your operations, increase profits, and achieve your business goals.
Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to today's webinar. My name is Bella, and I will be your speaker for this section. So I'm currently working as a senior management consultant, and I have been spent over 10 years helping organizations from different industries, including food and health supplement manufacturing, as well as service sectors, strengthen their management system and compliance practices. My passion lies in translating complex standards into practical solutions that teams can easily apply in their daily operations. In today's section, we will be exploring mastering PRPs for food safety management system compliance. As we know, a strong food safety management system is not only as good as the foundation it stands on, and the foundation is the Prerequisite Programme or PRPs. PRP, as defined by ISO 22000 Food Safety Management System Requirement Standard, are the basic conditions and activities necessary to maintain a hygienic environment throughout the food chain. However, in many organizations, we often see that PRPs are either taken for granted or not consistently applied. Small oversights like poor hand washing habits, inadequate cleaning, verification or weak supplier control can weaken the entire food safety management system and leads to non-conformities or even food safety incidents. For today's section, we will take a closer look at common pitfalls in the implementation and maintenance of prerequisite programs, analyze how these weaknesses impact our food safety management system performance, and more importantly, learn how to prevent them through practical improvement measures. By the end of this section, I hope each of you will be able to recognize these weak points in your own process and take proactive steps to strengthen your food safety management system. Remember, strong PRPs means strong food safety. To make our section more interactive, I will be sharing a short rider before we move into each deeper topics. These riders are not just for fun. They are designed to help us connect what we learned today with real food safety practice in our workplace. Feel free to type your answer in the chat box. Let's see how many of you get them right. Okay, let us start with our first rider. I'm the plan behind the scene to keep your plant neat and clean. Schedule checks and records too. Preventive care starts with you. So what am I? Is it building maintenance or equipment maintenance? Please type your answer at the chat box. Most of you give the answer A. The answer is yes, you are right. It's a building maintenance. Well-maintained buildings form the backbone of a hygienic food production environment. However, many food facilities continue to face recurring issues that compromise product safety and regulatory compliance. One of the most common pitfalls is poor structural integrity, such as cracked walls, ceiling, or floors that are not promptly repaired, flaking paints, or rust or broken tiles in processing area, and damaged or missing drains cover. While these defects may appear minor, they can harbor pests, trap debris, and make effective cleaning difficult. Another frequent issue is condensation, forming on ceiling and pipes or other cold surface, which can drip onto exposed food or packaging, leading to contamination risks. For improvement activities, start with a comprehensive facility assessment. Inspect all key areas, including walls, floors, ceiling, drainage system, lighting, ventilation, and pest-proofing structures. During the walkthrough, record every findings and assign a corresponding corrective and preventive action with clear responsibilities and completion timelines. Remember, improvement doesn't end with fixing issues. Once improvements are implemented, it's equally important to verify their effectiveness. So those verification activities may include conducting internal audit on facility maintenance, okay, to have a visual inspection after repairs, reviewing trend analysis on past activity, environmental monitoring, and audit findings. Continuous verification helps ensure that improvements are sustained and the facilities remain in compliance. Okay, let us move to our second rider. Okay, your duty every day to keep contamination away. Clean habits make your record shine and food safety stays in line. What am I? So it's either A, chemical control, or B, personal hygiene practice. Thank you so much for your feedback. Yes, the answer is personal hygiene practice. Okay, in any food operation, people are the closest to the product. We handle raw materials, packaging, and equipment, which means our hygiene behavior directly impact the safety and quality of the food we produce. A single lapse in hygiene can lead to contamination, product recalls, or even foodborne illness. That's why maintaining good personal hygiene isn't just a regulatory requirement, it's a responsibility and a daily habit. However, many food facilities still face common pitfalls that weaken hygiene control, such as staff may skip hand washing or washing too quickly, using only water, or even they skip the soap or sanitizer. Okay, reusing dirty uniforms or aprons, production workers wearing PPE into non-production areas, or lack of refresher training, or with the supervisors come up with the assumption saying that compliance without actual observation. These small lapses can have a big consequence, reinforcing the needs for consistent hygiene disciplines across all levels. It's not enough to simply know the right hygiene practice. We must ensure they are followed every single day by every person in the facilities. To make hygiene practice consistent and sustainable, here are some practical improvement plans you can implement. First of all, conduct frequent refresher training using demonstration or short video clips to keep practice engaging and memorable. Include your personal hygiene reminders in daily briefing or shift meetings to reinforce key message. Carry out regular hygiene checks and provide constructive on-the-spot feedback whenever non-compliance is observed. And ensure hand washing stations they are sufficient, fully functional, and strategically located for easy access. When hygiene becomes a daily habit, not just a rule, we build a culture where everyone takes pride in keeping food safe. Okay, let us move on to next topic with the third rider. I remove dirt you cannot see. I stop bacteria from growing free. What am I? So it's either cleaning and sanitation program or else waste management. Most of you give the correct answer. Yes, it's cleaning and sanitizing program. Okay, cleanliness is one of the most visible and powerful signs of a food safety culture in action. When a facility is clean, it doesn't just look good. It tells everyone that we care about safety of our product, the trust of our customer, and the pride we take in our work. A well-designed cleaning program does more than prevent contamination. It extends equipment life, ensures compliance, and strengthens confidence in every batch we produce. But even the best written cleaning procedure can fall short if they are not practiced effectively. Let's uncover some of the common pitfalls that can weaken our cleaning program and that we can all help to avoid. Okay, firstly is rely only on looks clean can be misleading because visual check alone doesn't guarantee real cleanliness. Secondly is that using the wrong cleaning chemicals, each surface needs the right products. The wrong one can make cleaning less effective or worse, cause contamination. Next is skipping or rushing cleaning step. When we take shortcuts to save time, we often spend more time later fixing the problem that result. Every steps matter for consistent food safety. And last but not least, overlooking hidden hotspots. Areas under conveyor belts, behind the machine, or inside small corners are easy to miss. But these are the very place bacteria love to hide and pests can thrive. To strengthen our cleaning program, we need to focus on three key areas: the system, the people, and verification. Okay, start with strengthening the system. You have to review your cleaning schedule, and the cleaning frequency should always reflect the level of risk. High-risk area needs more frequent attention. Don't forget to include deep cleaning for hard-to-reach spots like ceiling, fan, and behind or under your equipment where dirt and bacteria can easily build up. Empower the people. Provide hands-on training for all cleaning personnel. Make sure everyone understands not just what to clean, but how and why. Emphasize correct chemical dilution, contact time, and safety precautions because effective cleaning depends on proper techniques and awareness. And last but not least, strengthen verification. Finally, never rely on appearance alone. Validate your cleaning methods and use objective verification tools such as ATP tests, protein swab, or microbiological monitoring to confirm that cleaning has truly been effective. When we build strong system, equip our people and verify our results, we create a cleaning structure that truly protects food safety every single day. Okay, let us move on to our fourth topic with this rider. I trap intruders who crawl or fly. Without me, contamination runs high. What am I? So, it's either foreign matter control or pest control. Please type your answer at the chat box. Thank you so much for your input. You are right, it's pest control. Okay, no matter how clean or organized a food plant may look, pests will always find a way in. So they can slip through the tiniest gaps, hide in storage area, or hitch a ride on our incoming materials, causing serious damage and putting product safety at risk. From rats to cockroaches to flies and moths, these unwanted guests can create a big problem for food manufacturer. That's why effective pest control isn't just a regulatory requirement. It's a vital part of protecting our brand, our products, and our consumer. Many facilities assume that hiring a pest control contractor is enough, but pests love to test our weak spots. So let's talk about where things often go wrong. Firstly, the environment itself may be encouraging pests. If let's say you look at the picture sharing here, okay, the cluttered storage areas filled with boxes and unused material or overflowing waste bin provide the perfect shelter and food source for pests. Even the most thorough pest control program can't be succeed if the environment invites them to stay. Structural weakness such as unsealed entry point, open drains, or crack also provide easy access and hiding spots for pests. Another frequent pitfall is inadequate monitoring, where traps and bait stations are installed but not checked regularly or properly documented. This creates a false sense of security, while pest activity may actually be increasing unnoticed. So to improve our pest control, we need 3 simple actions: inspect, prevent, verify. Educate your employees on identifying the sign of the pest. Train your staff to recognize common signs of pest activity such as dropping or any of the unusual odors. Encourage them to report any sightings or concerns promptly, because early detection and reporting can help address pest issue before they escalate. Enforce proper waste segregation and cover bins. Increase waste removal frequency. Okay, so next is focus on prevention through structure. Seal all wall, floor junctions, pipe openings, and door gaps using pest-proof materials, or install insect-proof screens on windows. Pest control trend analysis is also very important, not only used to evaluate the effectiveness of the pest control program, but also you should use the data to track and trend, okay, pest sightings, identify the hotspot, and also seasonal patterns. Okay, so moving to our next topic. Okay, for this time, the rider, I give it to you where there is no multiple choice. So you have to type out the answer in your checkbox. So let's see. I separate peanuts, milk, and soy to prevent accidents and protect joy. What am I? Please type your answer in the checkbox. All right, well done. Yes, it's allergen management. Now, let us talk about one of the most critical and often underestimated food safety risks, which is allergen management. Unlike bacteria, allergen cannot be destroyed by cooking or disinfection. Even a tiny trace can trigger a severe allergic reaction in consumers and can lead to a very costly product recalls. That's why allergen management requires absolute precision and discipline. However, many facilities still struggle with common pitfalls that compromise control and increase risk. For instance, a product might be packed into the wrong packaging, or a label from an older version may be applied by mistake. This can happen easily if packaging material aren't clearly separated, or if old labels are still in circulation. Such mix-up can cause consumers to unknowingly eat allergens not listed on the label. Another common pitfall is poor segregation. When we talk about poor segregation, most of the time our overlook point will be during in our temporary storage at our processing area. So if you look at this picture, so you will find out that, yeah, when it comes to our processing area, sometimes we might accidentally store our allergen-free items with the food allergens together due to constrained space. Okay, but then if let's say we have a poor segregation, okay, where we store our allergen and non-allergen too close together, or maybe we use the same tools without cleaning them properly between the runs, and all this, if let's say without proper control, there is high possibility where it will lead to a cross contact within our processing area. And finally, lack of awareness among employees plays a big role. When staff don't fully understand allergen risks or control points, mistakes happen more easily. To improve our allergen management, focus on 3 essentials: prevention, verification, and communication. So in terms of prevention, okay, develop a visual allergen map of the facilities to identify allergen presence in each process line and also storage area. Keep the packaging and also raw material well organized and separated. Double check packaging matches the product to avoid wrong label use. Okay, so in terms of verification, establish a validated cleaning procedures specific to allergen removal. Use the allergen test kit, for example, swab or rinse method to verify cleanness after changeover. Record the results for verification and continuous improvement. Lastly, in terms of communication, employee training is essential in any manufacturing process. To manage allergens, staff must understand the importance of avoiding cross-contact, the risk of mislabeling, and how to follow allergen-specific cleaning procedures. Therefore, training should focus on general allergen awareness, the specific allergen used in the facility, and the company internal management procedures. Okay, we are coming to our last part, okay, for our PRP topics. Okay, for these PRP topics, basically we have two writers. So let us start with our first writer. Okay, for this writer 6 and also writer 7, is required you to type your answer in the checkbox. So let's see. I compare plans with what's been done. Spotting mixed matches one by one. I am a checkpoint, not the final race. To make sure actions are in their place, what am I? Do you need me to give me some hints? Okay, some have give a try internal audit. How about others? Thank you so much for your input. Okay, you are very close to the answer, but to be specific, this refers to verification. Okay, next writer. Let's try. I'm not a police, but I investigate to find if systems operate as they state. I write a report not to blame, but to help improve and raise the game. What am I? So try to type at the checkbox. Thank you so much for your input. Okay, basically the input that you give it to me is actually quite near with the answer, internal audit. Okay, verification is one of those words that sounds technical, but in simple terms, it just means checking that our system works. But sometimes our checking doesn't really check much. So let's see where things often go wrong. Okay, so when it comes to verification, for those companies that adopting food safety management system starting with HACCP or it could be ISO 22000, most of the time we will put all our focus on our CCP verification. And too bad that we might overlook our prerequisite program, such as cleaning, pest control, supplier approval. And some PRPs like allergen control, water quality, glass and brittle material control are not included in the verification schedule. Verification activities may not be performed as planned, or there is a lack of clear instruction or training for employees on how to conduct them, meaning to say sometimes is not because we don't want to carry out the verification, but the assigned staff may have no idea what they need to check on. And the results from verification, such as audit findings, threat analysis, swab tests are not analyzed for improvement also. Secondly is that corrective action are not followed up for validated for effectiveness. And records are reviewed only for completion, no questioning of whether activities achieve their intended result. And lastly is auditor does not fully understand how each PRP, for example, cleaning, maintenance, allergen control, support the food safety. And the impact will be inability to ask relevant question or detect subtle non-conformities. So why I combine verification and also internal audit together is because most of the time, this is the main two activities that we are going to use to check whether our current implemented system is effective or not. But too bad that sometimes the assigned checker or the auditors, they themselves have no full understanding on how each PRP support the food safety. This is because remember that when we work on the verification activity and also internal audit, most of the time we will stick to the principle independent, meaning to say we try our best to avoid cross-checking our own works. So for that, there is high possibility where we might appoint someone that is not the process owner to do the verification. Ends up when they are not the process owner, they might have some of the blind spot, okay, in terms of raising the right question, okay, to the auditee on verification purpose. Okay, so for that, how are we going to further improve in terms of verification and also internal audit? Okay, so always remember that our objective, bear in mind our objective for our verification and also the internal audit isn't about catching people doing wrong. It's about checking that our system still protect us. So for that, how are we going to make our verification process or the internal audit activity stronger and also more meaningful? Okay, start with a clear verification schedule. So for example, you will have a verification schedule where it will list down what are the activities that we want to cross-check for, what is our frequency, who will be the right person who work on this verification, and also what are the data that we are going to collect. Next is train personnel on verification or internal audit techniques, not just record checking, but include on-site observation and also interview. And lastly, review verification data and internal audit outcomes for trends or recurring issues. Link your verification findings to management review and also for continual improvement. Okay, now we will move on to the Q&A section where I will take some time to address your question. So if you haven't done so, please type your question in the chat box. I will do my best to cover as many as possible within the remaining time. Okay, let us have a look for the first question. Okay, from Yvonne, what's the most practical way to train staff who struggle with allergen labels? Okay, so in terms of I mean, given the right training in terms of controlling of the allergen labels, first of all, you have to have a constant checking, regular checking, okay, whether the current allergen labels that you are in use is still applicable. Okay, most of the time our allergen labels might be changed, okay, due to revised formulation, or it could be due to the the specific customer request in terms of changing the formulation. So for that, you have to define a specific frequency to check to make sure that the labels that is in use, they are still applicable. Okay. Secondly is that you have to make sure that those labels that is no longer applicable, you have to totally remove from the storage area so that you will not create the possibility where the staff might accidentally take the old labels and then they continue to apply it. Okay, let me check any other question being posted at our chat box. Okay, No Faiza raised a question. Okay, is it compulsory to conduct on-site supplier audit? As for now, we already done supplier audit, question A, by yearly basis and evaluation based on the supplier risk assessment as well. Okay, so is it compulsory to conduct on-site supplier audits? Okay, when it comes to supplier audit, it should be justified based on the risk. Okay, for example, whether this supplier initially did they have any of the management system in place. If let's say they have no management system in place, meaning to say in terms of their control, okay, for their product may raise a doubt. Okay, so for that, it's highly recommended to have a supplier audit, but of course, fully based on the company defined frequency. But then if let's say most of the time the supplier that you engage with, most of them, they already have some of the certification in place. For example, GMP certified, or it could be HACCP certified, or it could be halal certified. For that, you can continue to stick to the supplier audit question A and also evaluation based on our routine supplier evaluation activity. Okay, let's see. Any other question being posed at our chat box? You're welcome, Miss Nova Isa. All right, okay. From 1 minute. From Ng. Okay, any guideline or requirement for clean room, hygiene room in terms of personal hygiene? Can you give me a little more information about this question? So for example, is it that you would like to know more about whether in terms of the PPE that you need to wear for any of the specific requirements? Like attire, no loose item. Yes, those PPE most of the time you have to adopt the PPE where it will minimize the possibility of the what we call it as the physical contamination. Okay, for example, if let's say this is my pocket and then I have the button, then that is not ideal because when we do our when we run our production activity, okay, sometimes okay we might accidentally our button drop and then it will goes into the product during our preparing activities. Okay, other than that, of course, in terms of the attire, we will encourage a smooth surface because we want to make sure that when we run the production, if let's say there is any of the debris from our food, it will not stick to our PPE. Is zipper consider loose items? Actually, yes. So most of the time, we will try to avoid zipper also. Okay, from City No Artica, for pest control, other than using insect killer, any suggestion to control fly activities? Okay. Can I ask a question to Miss City No Artica? What do you mean by insect killer? Is it a chemical spraying? Okay, so there is insect fly trap. Yes, most of the time in order to control the fly activities, we will go for the insect fly trap. But of course, we as I mentioned to you in our previous topic, okay, when it comes to our PRP implementation, preventive action should always goes in front. Okay, meaning to say, actually, you also need to focus, okay, why the flies can enter into our premise. Okay, meaning to say, actually, you have to perform some of the inspection activity to check on your current premise. Is it that there is any of the opening where there is overlook? Okay, for example, most of the opening that we might overlook, it could be our ventilation system. Okay, because the nature of the ventilation system, they have the gaps, they have the opening. So for that, in order to reduce, okay, the possibility of the entry of the flies, maybe you have to invest in terms of the netting where it can cover the openings near your ventilation system. Okay, Mr. Ng, can you suggest any GMP guideline to prepare a personal hygiene rule for hygiene areas, especially do and don'ts? I see. Okay, in terms of the GMP guidelines to prepare a personal hygiene rules, most of the time what you can do is that we prefer to display the poster. okay, a poster with the right PPE and also the poster with the wrong PPE. But then most of the time when we talk about display our poster, we have the tendency to like download from any of the Google website. But the right way is that if let's say you want to really make it more practical, I would suggest you to take the photo for your company right PPE and also the wrong PPE, turn them to become the poster, because that will be the exact right PPE that actually you're delivering the message to your workers that, okay, for our company, this is the right PPE that you should follow on. And of course, not forgetting that our 7-step of hand wash, our hand wash poster lah. So this one is also important to be displayed at the place where most of the time the staff will enter before they go to the production area. Okay, so to be specific, it could be your changing room, it could be your hand washing station. Okay, question from Satya. Can allergen and non-allergen raw material placed in same room but different rack due to space constraint? Okay, so let me see how am I going to give you the answer for this part. Can allergen and non-allergen raw material placed in same room but different rack due to space constraint? Okay, maybe we make it this way. Okay, based on my past experience, okay, initially, most of the time, in terms of proper segregation of allergenic products and also non-allergenic products, okay, we will try our best, like we have a designated area for allergenic products and non-allergenic products. Okay, this is number one. Number two is, if let's say unavoidable due to the space constraint, ideally, you need to have a walkway distance between our allergenic product storage and also non-allergenic product storage. Okay, worst scenario is, Bella, I'm not even able to allocate a gaps, okay, with a walkway width. Then the next, that will be worst scenario. If let's say the worst case is you have to park your allergen products and also non-allergen products. So for example, if let's say this is our allergen products, this is our non-allergen products, and then you have to store in this way. Okay, what I can advise is that try your best to put your allergen products into the container. If let's say they are in bulk volume where putting them into the container is impossible, then this is the last solution that most of the time I would say that auditor can accept, is that by shrink wrapping. Because by shrink wrapping, at least we can make sure that each time when we are going to use this material, okay, we remove the shrink wrapping, okay, we use it for our production. If let's say there's any of the left out, then we have to wrap back lah. So this is most of the time I would say that the solution that I will give to my client when it comes to the worst scenario where you got no choice, but then you have to put your allergenic material and also non-allergenic material side by side. Okay, workers' company jacket supposedly zipper slider is not allowed in the production. Is it correct? To answer your question, to answer this question, I would say that try your best to avoid. Okay, because I think nowadays our PPE, most of the time we will try to avoid zip lah. Okay, question from Tan Kai Ping. Hi Bella, how can we ensure contractors deliver real pest control based on their trust or company rapport? Okay, maybe we make it this way. Imagine that now you have the visitor, okay? Most of the time, I will call our third-party service provider as the visitor. Okay, you allow the visitor to enter into your production and also warehouse, okay, to carry out some of the activity. Do you think that it will be even more practical if, let's say, on and off? Okay, I will observe how they carry out this activity once a while, because only when we have this carry out this activity together with our visitor, we can make sure that our contractors is not simply just provide the pest control report then without a proper what we call it as a verification of your effectiveness of your pest control program. Okay, question from Sarah. Can I do an internal pest control such as a sticky glue trap for cockroaches? Okay, maybe we make it this way. If let's say you already have engaged third parties pest controller to have this pest control to have this pest control activity, and then you want to have an additional pest control activity where you would like to apply sticky glue trap for cockroach, the answer is yes. But if let's say your what we call it as you would like to replace the internal pest control program with the external pest control program, then I would say that you have to further justify based on the risk. Okay, again, when it comes to the risk, you have to observe, okay, whether currently your premise has any of the serious sign of the pest infestation. If the answer is yes, it's not really recommended for you to replace external pest control with internal pest control. But if let's say you already have the external pest control, you want to strengthen your current pest control program with the internal pest control, that of course is a yes. Okay, from Lim Bao Ling. Is there any concern if raw material packaging bag are repurposed as a waste bag? Okay, is it a must for waste bin to be closed, covered all the time if there is any active in use of the waste bin during production run? Hence, it will not be covered or closed. Is there any concern? Okay, maybe we make it this way. Most of the time when it comes to the waste bin or the rubbish bin that we are going to place in our production area, we will suggest or we will recommend covered waste bin. Okay, to be specific, it should be the pedal operated waste bin. Okay, why they will recommend to have a pedal operated waste bin is that always remember back to before we enter our production area, what we have done, we have changing our PPE, okay, we wash our hand, we sanitize our hand, and then we wear the glove. Okay, the intention here is that we want to make sure that the contaminants on our hand will not accidentally transfer to our product. Okay, the moment when you use the waste bin where is what we say that without the covered, okay, or else it's covered but then it's not pedal operated. So actually our hands is already direct contact to our waste bin, and then maybe sometimes we might skip our hand washing step and then we continue with our works. This is the point where actually cross contamination could occur also. And in terms of if let's say we are using the waste bin that is without covered, okay, always remember that I believe when it comes to our production activity, we make it our shift like from 9 o'clock until 5 o'clock. Okay, in between we have the lunch break. Okay, for that hour, 1 hour break, okay, if let's say your waste does not properly covered, is there any of the possibility the pest will go into our waste bin, or it could be coming from our waste bin and then they go and take the opportunity to enter and then they accidentally contaminate our product. Okay, so I think this will be the last question that I'm going to answer due to our limited time. Okay, from YM Yong. Okay, foreign material control such as wood control is important. Therefore, can a broom with a wooden handle or wooden chair tables be present in the processing area, dry environment, even they are in good condition and not in direct contact with food? Is it mandatory to establish a layout for portable water piping in a food manufacturing plant? Okay, to answer your first question, okay, most of the time we will advise not to have any of the wooden items to be found in our processing area. So meaning to say, even though they are in good condition, it's not really recommended to have them, because wooden items, okay, cannot be justified whether they are in good condition or not by our naked eye. Because if let's say our processing area, high possibility there is some of the moisture in our environment. So moisture actually, wooden items with moisture, most of the time they will attract mold. By the time we can observe the mold growing with our naked eye, actually most of the time your processing area is having having the mold growing, which is beyond the control already. Okay, then lastly is it mandatory to establish a layout for all portable piping in a food manufacturing plant? Okay, maybe we make it this way. If let's say your whole manufacturing plant, you might use treated potable water and also potable water. Treated potable water meaning to say water, the tap water, okay, we go for certain of the filtration system, or it could be our RO water, okay, with the tap water, okay, which is without the filtration. If this is the case, most of the time we will advise you to establish a layout for this piping to make sure that they will not accidentally mix up, especially for those untreated potable water, to accidentally mix up to be used in our what we call it as a processing area lah. Okay, we have reached the end of our Q&A time. Thank you for your question and insights. I appreciate your participation and attention throughout the session. Let's proceed to our final part of the webinar. Okay, before we close today's section, here is something special for everyone serious about food safety. Our ISO 22002 X Series PRP training is now open with an exclusive 15% discount, but only for a limited time. The voucher is available until 22nd October. So if you have been planning to upgrade your certification or refresh your team skill, this week is your chance. So just fill in the claim form to enjoy your discount, but be quick. Sign off closes 31st October and the offer won't reopen. You can still schedule your training anytime before March 2026, so lock it in while it's available. Go ahead and scan the QR code on screen to secure your 15% discount. So once you submit your details, our team will reach out to confirm your training date, team size, and HRDC eligibility. Remember, the voucher closes 22nd October and sign off ends 31st of October. Don't wait until it's too late. Scan now and log in your 15% voucher before it's gone. Okay, don't miss our next free webinar this November, From Compliance to Impact Schedule Waste Management for ESG Success. We'll show you how to align your waste control with ISO 14001, build a strong compliance culture, and turn your waste data into creditable ESG proof that protects your brand. Scan the QR code now, secure your seat before it's full, and take the next step towards stronger ESG performance. Once again, thank you for being part of this webinar. Have a nice day, and we look forward to seeing you in our next webinar. Bye-bye.